Hello and welcome to Rev Sports. I'm Gargi Raut, and joining me today is Rev Sports team from Dubai. Vaibhav, Shomek, Bharat, and Rohit will join us soon as well. There's a lot to look forward to today, including India's training session later in the evening. But before that, let's have a discussion about the matches that we're looking forward to in the upcoming India versus New Zealand clash, especially among the spinners, because that will be key in that match. Shomek, first of all, before we get into the discussion of the technicalities and the spinners versus the batters, let's talk about Dubai a little bit because we haven't really got an update on what's the weather like, what's the mood like. Shomik's gone. His internet's gone. But Vaibhav, you tell us what has it been like in Dubai? What have you?
Yesterday it was quite chilly and breezy. It felt like you are on the top of the mountain and strong breeze blowing all the way, right, left, center. We were in the middle of it. But today it's like sunny out there. No clouds at all. Yesterday there were clouds as well. Today it's bright, sunny. It feels like normal Dubai today.
Okay, Shomik, you were also telling me before the show started that Dubai weather has been very unpredictable. Tell us more. What's the mood like in Dubai? What have you guys seen? We have no updates from, no colors. Tell us about what you've been enjoying in Dubai.
We have been enjoying the united colors of Dubai, but there is no power as far as cricket is concerned. And now that the India Pakistan match is over, I don't think. I mean, see, the fact of the matter is that out of the entire Dubai population, 40% is Indian expats. So whenever India will play, they will turn up in numbers. Obviously, India Pakistan game was a much hyped affair, but India and New Zealand, in terms of, there will be support only for one team. It is sort of like India will be playing at home. India will be having the home advantage. So from that point of view, from that point of view, this tournament, as far as this Champions Trophy is concerned, and also the Dubai leg is concerned, it was about that one game, India versus Pakistan. And now it has sort of settled. Both teams have qualified for the semifinals, and very likely they might meet in the final again. So they are the two very good teams and home teams of the tournament. It is going to be a very we hope it will be a very good game of cricket. Um, India will train. Uh, India will train this evening. Although I have to cross check it because the communication I got yesterday morning saying that India will be training from 6 this evening. Then the ICC advisory that was put out that mentioned no media activity today. So I'll cross check once, but very likely India will train. Um, we'll have to keep an eye on certain things about the players' injuries, managing the workload, like Mohammad Shami, how much he's bowling at the net, stuff like that. But I think over the next few days, India's focus will be on playing spin more at the nets, given that this is the first proper opponents they have been facing. In the sense, this is the first real opponents of a real quality. Bangladesh, basically the minnows of the tournament. Pakistan India match has become completely one sided of late, but New Zealand will offer serious quality. And this is India's toughest challenge yet in this tournament. So India's practice training session will focus on that also.
Bharat, when it comes to the other group, it's wide open now after yesterday's washout. So when we look at the Champions Trophy, except leave aside this group, but the other group is very interesting, and it's going to be so we're going to see some good quality cricket. But what do you think of the matchup so far? I think it's been very interesting to watch.
Yes, but I would also add that this particular abandoned match has kind of gone against England because both teams will now get 1 point each. And if Australia go on to beat Afghanistan, they will go on to get 5 points. So basically, England are down to winning two games in a row. That's one against Afghanistan, that's one against South Africa. They have good team, they have good resources, but the way they're playing some brainless cricket, I'm not very sure they will go on to win two in two. So It could come down to South Africa and Australia in that case because, uh, as I noted, they have some good resources, but currently England are playing very much brainless cricket and they don't look like they will qualify. So if you ask me, Australia and South Africa logically will go through, but you never know. Maybe England will win two in two and somehow find chisel out a path.
आपको क्या लगता है रोहित जब आप दूसरे ग्रुप की तरफ देख रहे हैं काफी इंटरेस्टिंग हो गया अब चीजें और उसके साथ-साथ बात मतलब इंडिया न्यूजीलैंड की भी मैच की शुरुआत करते हैं बात करना शुरुआत करते हैं स्पिनर्स वर्सेस स्पिनर्स अभी तो यही लग रहा है कि बैटल ऑफ स्पिनर्स होगा इंडिया वर्सेस न्यूजीलैंड की अगर हम बात करते हैं तो
ऑब्वियसली जैसा आपने कहा, आई थिंक अगर आप बाकी दोनों बाकी मतलब इस ग्रुप को छोड़ दो, क्योंकि इस ग्रुप से ऑलमोस्ट सारी चीजें जो है वो क्लियर आउट हो चुकी हैं। बट दूसरे ग्रुप में अभी भी आपको देखना है कि आपका 1 कौन होगा और आपका 2 कौन होगा। सो आई थिंक मतलब बांग्लादेश को मैं हल्के में इसलिए नहीं ले रहा हूँ क्योंकि उन्होंने, अगर आपको 2023 वर्ल्ड कप याद हो तो वहाँ पे पाकिस्तान को हराया था, फिर T20 वर्ल्ड कप में उन्होंने ऑस्ट्रेलिया को हराया था। सो बहुत सारी अपॉर्चुनिटीज वो क्रिएट कर सकते हैं अपने लिए इस टूर्नामेंट में। और उसके साथ साथ अभी जैसा भरत भाई ने कहा कि इंग्लैंड को भी लाइटली नहीं लिया जा सकता। ऑस्ट्रेलिया तो वैसे ही आईसीसी चैंपियंस सॉरी आईसीसी ट्रॉफीज में बहुत ए गेम खेलती है। बट मुझे लग रहा है शायद ये होगा कि शायद इंग्लैंड मतलब ऑस्ट्रेलिया का चांसेस बहुत हाई है, बट मुझे लग रहा है कि इंग्लैंड वो अपसेट तो नहीं कहेंगे उसे, बट शायद मुझे लग रहा है अभी भी एक ट्विस्ट बाकी है इस ग्रुप में। इतनी इजीली नहीं होगा कि ऑस्ट्रेलिया और साउथ अफ्रीका जो है वो मार्च आउट कर जाएंगे। आई थिंक एक एक ट्विस्ट पक्का बनेगा यहाँ पर। हो सकता है आज शाम के मुकाबले में वो ट्विस्ट आपको देखने को मिल जाए। बट रियली लुकिंग फॉरवर्ड टू ग्रुप 2, क्योंकि वहां पर जैसा हमने कहा कि अभी भी सारी संभावनाएं खुली हुई हैं। एक भी चीज आप ये नहीं कह सकते कि ये प्रॉपरली लॉक्ड है। तो हम इस ग्रुप से भी यही उम्मीद कर रहे थे, बट पाकिस्तान ने इतनी खराब क्रिकेट खेली है, पाकिस्तान ने इतनी खराब क्रिकेट खेली है दैट इस ग्रुप में और कुछ बचता ही नहीं है इंडिया न्यूजीलैंड के अलावा। कमिंग टू इंडिया वर्सेस न्यूजीलैंड, आई थिंक पहला ऐसा मुकाबला होगा जहां पर आपको इंडिया को प्रॉपरली कोई चैलेंज करता हुआ दिखेगा। बीट अबाउट स्कोरिंग 300 रन्स दे कैन स्कोर। इंडिया को 240 पे रोकना है, वो भी वो कर देंगे। और फिर कैचिंग उनकी बहुत सुपर्ब है। स्पिन अटैक, फास्ट बॉलिंग अटैक, बैटिंग ऑर्डर, स्पिन को बड़ा अच्छा खेलने वाले खिलाड़ी, लेफ्ट हैंडर्स बहुत सारे हैं। तो आई थिंक ओवरऑल अगर आप देखोगे ये एक कंप्लीट मतलब जैसे आप बोलते हो ना कि सेमीफाइनल और फाइनल से पहले, और मुझे पता नहीं क्यों ये लग रहा है कि इंडिया वर्सेस न्यूजीलैंड ही फाइनल भी होने जा रहा है। मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है इंडिया और न्यूजीलैंड ही फाइनल भी खेलेंगे। सो ये एक फाइनल से पहले का ड्रेस रिहर्सल होगा गार्गी।
And Gargi, just one more thing about this battle of spinners.
हम्म
See, on paper, there is no match. On paper, if you compare Ravindra Jadeja, Kuldeep Yadav, and Akshar Patel with the New Zealand spin trio of Mitchell Santner, Michael Bracewell, and Glenn Phillips. Now, Mitchell Santner is New Zealand's most experienced spinner, who has sort of 120 wickets in the ODIs. Jadeja alone has sort of more than 220, I guess, 227. I was just writing that copy. Kuldeep Yadav has Kuldeep Yadav is nearing 200 ODI wickets. Akshar Patel is sort of 70. So on paper, there is no comparison in terms of skill set, in terms of achievements. But we have a backstory, and that is the New Zealand test. That is the test series that New Zealand inflicted whitewash by outspinning India in their lair. So what was the difference? Basically, first of all, India badly erred in choosing the playing surfaces. On snake pits, what happens? The gap between the two teams. I mean, it snake pits narrow the gap between the two teams. Dubai pitch is not going to be a rank turner. It is not going to be a Bunsen. It will be a slow turner. On good pitches, you expect better spinners to outbowl their counterparts. But there is a catch. The counter argument is that New Zealand batsmen play spin better than their Indian counterparts. Rachin Ravindra, Devon Conway, Will Young, they are better players against spin against their Indian counterparts. So it is such an interesting battle. It is such an interesting battle. Also, New Zealand's fielding is better than India. So it is going to be a very interesting battle. And given that, um, I mean, on paper it's a dead rubber. Both teams have qualified for the finals. I think uh, they will try to tick certain boxes looking ahead. And one more thing about Rohit was politically very correct about England's chances in this tournament, and I respect that. But the fact of the matter is that England are basically full of frills, baseball, and excuses. In this part of the world, will not give them any chances. Let them go and play as much as golf as they like. That is very fine. They have some serious hitters, all right. But at the end of the day, I don't see them qualify for the semifinals. They are full of frills and baseball, and let them be happy with that and concentrate on the Ashes.
All right. Well, Bharat, there's a question here. Pro SS is saying New Zealand batters are good at spin. If Shami is fit, why not play all three regular pacers and all rounders less against them? Pitch revealed that there is enough for the pacers. All three regular bowlers get exposure. What do you think?
See, that's a tricky question. First of all, yes, it's true that New Zealand batters are very good. They can spin. 5 out of 6 batters, at least 5 out of 6 batters pick the length really well. And someone like Daryl Mitchell uses his reach extremely well. A tall man, so uses his reach. But I'm not very sure of taking 3 pacers in Dubai. I know the 2 pitches were a little bit different. The first one had a little more movement up front, but it was still very much tailor-made for spinners. Even the second pitch, it's stopping a bit on the batter, so it would be spinners who would come into play more. So I guess India will continue with that template. Yes, a pace bowler can also use such conditions to his advantage. That is basically he has to employ a lot more cutters. He has to hit a couple of indentations that would be there on the pitch, and that is how a pacer can come into play in such conditions. But if you look at the couple of pitches that you have seen, it's spinners who will rule the roost here in Dubai unless there's a lot of dew coming into play. So I don't think India would change the template at all.
All right, Vaibhav, from Vaibhav to Vaibhav, is it safe to say that Pakistan now also falls in the category of a minnow team, as their loss against big teams is almost given from the many years? Thoughts, everyone? Vaibhav?
See, they are a minnow team. When the was released and the teams were divided in two groups, then I said there is no competition. Look at Group A, you have India, you have New Zealand. But then you look beyond, then you have Pakistan and Bangladesh, the two teams that haven't played their best cricket in 1.5, close to 2 years now. So it was a given right from the start when the schedule was released that these two teams will make it to the semifinals. As far as I'm concerned, I was very sure that these two teams will make it. Pakistan will not at all surprise because again yesterday we were talking about the stability, the changes that they make, all those factors, the accumulation of all those factors will affect Pakistan cricket, and that has been the case for since the 2023 World Cup itself. So Pakistan was a minnow for me right from the start. So was Bangladesh. So it was always about Group A being an easy group, Group B being the death group of death. That we are talking about. That we are in the what tournament started on 19th. Today is 26th. Still we don't know teams who will qualify from the group B, and all four teams are alive. Yes, if England or Afghanistan today's game, if England or Afghanistan either of them lose, they will be out of the tournament. They'll be the third team which will be out of the tournament. So currently they will be playing in Lahore. Lahore's weather is like its forecast is not looking good. Yesterday there was a match in Pindi. It was washed out between Australia and South Africa. Even now today Lahore weather prediction is not good. So it will all depend on the weather. The outcome of that game is very important as far as Group B is concerned, and the teams who will be qualifying, because I think England now have now more depleted squad because Bryden Carsey has been ruled out of the tournament. So whom they replace him with another be a question. If it's a flat wicket, if weather permits, if it's a flat wicket, then I'll give England a chance. But if there is a tricky wicket, like there is some help for the bowlers, then Afghanistan can upset England big time. I have no doubts that if the conditions are helpful for the bowlers, then Afghanistan can definitely outclass England because they have the bowling to take 10 wickets. And given the struggle of England batters against spin, Afghanistan has three world class spinners. I will obviously include Mohammad Nabi as well, just because of his experience. So it is an important game, and now from today, every game in Group B becomes an important game. Group A is like it was already done and dusted. The schedule, when the schedule was out, it was always India and New Zealand, never a Pakistan or a Bangladesh.
I think their Bryden cast replacement is already done. It's Rehan Ahmed. I think it's 2 days back. I think it's already done. What I know.
He was with the reserves. He was as a traveling reserves. It's now
Now
about who will replace in the
he
11,
now
whether it
he's
will
with the
be.
team. Now he's with the team
Yeah,
as
yeah.
Yeah.
in
It's
as
Rehan
replacement
Ahmed.
of Bryden cast.
Rehan Ahmed is the replacement.
Rehan
But
Ahmed,
Gagi,
okay.
but Gagi,
Huh.
remaining on that question only, I think I
Hmm.
would differ a little bit because this is the same Pakistan beaten Australia. Yes, Australians, it's not the full strength Australia team, part of the second and the third game. But I think on the very first game, and if you see the second or third, match, it wasn't like that. Australia is playing with their B or C team. It's not like that. They have some good players there. Even in South Africa also. So suddenly, calling Pakistan minnows, yes, you can rate them in middle of the table somewhere, that they are not somewhere someone who you can put at top four or top three teams in the world at this point of time. But minnows are, I think, at the very bottom of the table. I don't think that Pakistan is at the very bottom of the table. Yes, the last four tournaments, the world tournaments, are not went the way they wanted. But I think I still won't keep them or in the very bottom of the table, or compare them with Bangladesh or a Zimbabwe, or for the the other nations also, like, means those are the associate nations, but I don't compare them, means I don't call them a minnow nation at this point of time.
I
And
think
Gargi,
See,
that's
I
that's
have
good.
a
I
Yeah,
Ga-
go ahead.
Gargi, I totally agree with Rohit, because given Pakistan's history, you can never call them minnows. Yes, they are in a bad moment they are in a bad moment now and need to get their
Yeah.
house in order. That's for sure. But you cannot, I mean, comparing Pakistan and calling Pakistan minnows is disrespectful. It is no, I mean, this is not proper in the sense Pakistan cricket history and the legends they have produced. They can never be called minnows.
What happened in Australia was Sam Ayub scored the bulk of the runs, and was Abdullah Shafiq. So the opener scored the bulk of the runs, and after the first ODI, Pat Cummins and all the frontline players, they didn't play the ODI. The last two ODIs, they were unavailable. That's why they won that series.
But
Then
Haris
they
Rauf
went
also
to
picked
South
5 wickets.
Africa.
Na? Haris Rauf also picked 5 wickets. There
Five
were there
wickets.
were there were
Yes, so he plays well in Australia because he started his career in Australia only in Melbourne. But the two main reasons why Pakistan won that series was Abdullah Shafiq and Sam Ayub, their partnership. When you see their squad, Champions Trophy squad, neither Abdullah Shafiq was there nor Sam. Obviously, Sam Ayub was injured, but Abdullah Shafiq was not there. Then the same team went to South Africa. Sam Ayub again
but
scores the bulk of the runs. That's why they won. Obviously, when you can
but I
also
still think
remember
that
the
in
Shaheen
Australia they
spell.
won because of their bowlers, not because of their batters. They won because of their bowlers. Look at the game
But
they played in Perth.
two
Look
of
at
your
the game
main
they played in
highest run
Perth.
scorers
It
were
was their fast bowling
were
who
Sam
won
Ayub and
that
Abdullah
series.
Shafiq.
I don't think it will completely dominated by the batters only. It was their bowlers also
Obviously,
who
but
did a really really good
your
job as far as
your
Australia
highest
is
run
concerned.
scorers, your highest run scorers were Sam Ayub and Abdullah Shafiq. Obviously, your
I'm
Sam Ayub
I'm
was
not
injured,
denying that, but
but
I'm
you
just saying
don't
that
pick
it was
him.
the fast bowlers who won that series, that particular series in Australia.
No,
That's
Vaibhav,
my point
Vaibhav,
of view.
Vaibhav, there is a basic thing. It's a team game. Whether Abdullah Shafiq is playing or not, whether Sai Mayub is playing or not, it doesn't matter. You win as a team, you lose as a team. It's a team game, right? So if you are missing, if India would have said, we are missing Mumra, the best bowler in the world, so we don't have any chance as far as winning the Champions Trophy is concerned. Do you think it would have been accepted by by us journalists or the fans. It is not like that. Saim Ayub is a very good player, but Pakistan, he is injured. Pakistan missing him. Pakistan played a lot of matches with Abdullah Shafiq also. Not that this stage set the stage on fire, but the collective effort. And we have already discussed Pakistan cricket uh, extensively, given that it is not about the players or the captain or the coach or anything. The system is broken and rotten from top to bottom. And until and unless they set their house in order, then nothing is going to change. Nothing. Whether they bring in Abdullah Shafiq or whoever, nothing is going to change until and unless they are getting their house in order.
Sir, all I'm
All right.
saying is the ones who performed for the team in Australia and South Africa, they were dropped. And we know the politicization of sport in Pakistan. The moment the Champions Trophy squad was announced, players, the ones who performed, were not there. We talk about Usama Mir, Sufyan Mukim, Abdullah Shafiq. There are so many players who were not picked, and that's why I never gave Pakistan a single chance because of the squad you picked, and not just me, Wasim Akram, all the Pakistani legends before the start of the tournament. Nobody gave them a chance. That's why Minos.
All right, all right. Point well taken, Weber. Bharat, a question for you. India should test five batters. Back to the India squad now. India should test five batters, two all rounders, Hardik and Aksar, plus three pacers and one spinner combination. All batters are in form. Dubai pitch helping pacers too. Still, seven batters will be there along with Shami and Rana.
Why are so many of them thinking about picking three pace bowlers? I don't know. I know in the first match it did a little bit for the Bangladeshi pacers in the second innings, but it isn't like that. The ball is moving zigzag in those conditions. I'm not very sure because spinners are getting enough help from the surface, and I think it is better to continue with three spinners. But yes, such conditions will bring pacers also into play, but it's not like the ball is moving around zigzag, pitching on leg stump and going and hitting top of off. I don't know why there is so much obsession about picking three pace bowlers. India already have Hardik Pandya, so pick your two main pacers. If Mohammad Shami is not fully fit, if he's having some niggle, fair enough, rest him. Pick Ashdeep Singh, but if he's fit enough, then pick him again because he needs to be in rhythm. Pick two pace bowlers, Hardik Pandya, and then obviously your spinners.
Final 10 odd minutes on the show. Shomik, if I were to ask you, when it comes to these matchups, spinners versus, let's say, Indian batters, what are the matchups that you're looking forward to when it comes to this match? Because now you actually have something to look forward to, unlike a Pakistan versus India match.
No, no, I'm not a big fan of matchups in cricket. It's about a particular bowler or a batsman who is getting the rhythm, who is getting into the groove on that particular day. It's not about if Virat Kohli, see, Virat Kohli, what happened between from Bangladesh game to the Pakistan game? What he was in the right headspace right from the outset. He was looking confident right from the outset. He was striking the ball well, and he was in the right frame of mind, which was very, very important. People start talking about every now and then. People start talking about Virat Kohli's technique, and I mean, serious. I mean, even the serious coaches will laugh at this. Someone who has scored so many runs, who is a bona fide great of the game uh, across formats. If he develops a glitch in his technique, he himself is good enough to address it, right? So he doesn't need others' advice, especially anyone who will not even come close to him in terms of cricketing achievement or whatever. Now it's Lal Chand Rajput. What Lal Chand Rajput told me, I will always go by that. It's there. It's being in the right headspace. Against Pakistan, he faced a very good quality leg spinner in Abrar Ahmed. But what he was in the right frame of mind. So rather than the matchups, it's about a particular player getting into the groove or not. And it could be if um, on 2nd of March, hypothetically, if it is going to be Rohit Sharma's day, and it is very important in cricket, then no bowler in the New Zealand ranks would be able to stifle it. So that is how cricket works, and it is a very simple game. No point making it complicated.
रोहित, फाइनल वर्ड टू यू। एक तो क्वेश्चन है यहाँ पे, वियान सिंह पूछ रहे हैं, आर स्पिनर्स आर एक्चुअली, ये वाला लेना था मुझे। व्हाट इज गोइंग ऑन विद केएल राहुल, व्हाई इज गंभीर नॉट गिविंग चांसेस टू केएल राहुल? इसके ऊपर आपका क्या क्या ओपिनियन है? देख रहे हैं हम केएल राहुल, कुछ भी मतलब अगर किसी की पोजीशन चेंज करनी होती है तो इट्स ऑलवेज केएल राहुल हु इज एट द रिसीविंग एंड ऑफ दिस। एंड प्लस टेल अस अबाउट India's schedule for the entire day. They are practicing today, so give us the lowdown on that as well.
गर्गी, आई थिंक शुरुआत में अगर आप देखो, जिस तरीके से केएल राहुल के साथ मैं बार बार एक ही चीज कहता आया हूं कि आप अगर उनके कॉन्फिडेंस के साथ बार बार खेलते चले जाएंगे और आप उनको उनकी पोजीशन पे बैटिंग करने की इजाजत नहीं देंगे, तो आप एक प्लेयर को खो रहे हो। मतलब फिर आप एक, क्योंकि कुछ प्लेयर्स ऐसे होते हैं जिनके साथ कॉन्फिडेंस चलता है। श्रेयस अय्यर एक ऐसा खिलाड़ी है जिसको आप कॉन्फिडेंस दो ना दो, वो जिस दिन आएगा उस दिन रन बनाकर दे देगा आपको। कुछ प्लेयर्स लेकिन ऐसे होते हैं जिनको आपको कॉन्फिडेंस देना पड़ता है, उनके कंधे पे आपको हाथ रख के आगे बढ़ाना पड़ता है उन्हें, कि मैं हूं तेरे साथ खड़ा हुआ। जैसे कुलदीप यादव है, कुलदीप यादव इज समवन जिसको कॉन्फिडेंस चाहिए होता है, उसको चाहिए होता है ये कि मेरे कंधे पे हाथ रख के कैप्टन बोले कि तू अगर एक आध मैच अच्छा नहीं भी जाएगा तो मैं हूं तेरे साथ खड़ा हो रहा। तो इस तरह के प्लेयर्स जो होते हैं ना, मुझे लगता है केएल राहुल भी उन्हीं प्लेयर्स में से एक है जिनको आपको कॉन्फिडेंस देना पड़ेगा, रादर देन जस्ट आप वो पोजीशंस के साथ छेड़खानी करते रहो उनकी। उससे बात नहीं बनने वाली है। बात इस चीज से बनेगी कि आप उनको अश्योरेंस दो। एक दो मैचेस में बहुत जरूरी हो जाता है कि आप फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी चेक करो कि भाई कौन ऊपर जाएगा कौन नीचे आएगा, लेफ्ट हैंडर क्या करेगा राइट हैंडर क्या करेगा, वो समझ में आता है। लेकिन हर मैच में ये करना वो एक आपका बहुत बड़ा फॉल्ट है। जो जो किसी दिन बड़े गेम पे आपको आप उसको उसको स्ट्रगल करते हुए दिखोगे तो फिर लोग आपसे सवाल पूछेंगे। सो फॉर मी इट्स ओनली अबाउट कि केएल राहुल को वो एश्योरेंस कितना मिलता है और कब तक मिलता है, रादर देन हिम बैटिंग एट 6, समटाइम्स एट 7 ऑल्सो, और 5 नंबर पर कभी कभार उनको बल्लेबाजी करने को मिलती है। सो वो एक पॉइंट है। इंडिया आज 6 बजे से प्रैक्टिस करेगी, देखते हैं यहाँ के टाइम के हिसाब से, देखते हैं किस तरीके से चीजें आगे बढ़ती है। अंडर लाइट्स प्रैक्टिस है एक बार, क्योंकि ड्यू तो ये लोग चेक नहीं करेंगे शायद, क्योंकि लेकिन दिन में धूप ज्यादा हो जाती है तो शायद वो अवॉइड करना चाह रहे हैं। एक दो प्लेयर्स को यहाँ पे वायरल भी हुआ है, जैसे बाबर आजम को वायरल की शिकायत बताई गई थी, ऋषभ पंत को वायरल की शिकायत बताई गई थी। सो ऑलरेडी यहाँ पर थोड़ा सा असर है, उसका भी मौसम का भी थोड़ा सा असर है। बट लेट्स सी चीजें किस तरीके से होती है। सो फिलहाल तो ये है। बट जस्ट वन थिंग ऑन दैट पाकिस्तान थिंग अगेन, अगर आप वो सीरीज देखोगे, क्योंकि वैभव ने बोला कि उनके बैटर सैम अयूब और अब्दुल्ला शफीक, आप देखो सैम अयूब और अब्दुल्ला शफीक को टारगेट क्या दिए जा रहे थे चेज करने के लिए? 160, 140, 180 के टारगेट दिए जा रहे थे। और जो एक मैच ऑस्ट्रेलिया जीती भी, उसको भी पाकिस्तान के बॉलर्स लास्ट मोमेंट तक लेके गए, उन्होंने ऑस्ट्रेलिया के 8 विकेट उड़ा दिए थे। तो और ये कौन बॉलर्स है? ये हारिस रऊफ है। प्लेयर ऑफ द सीरीज कौन है? हारिस रऊफ है। मैच में इंपॉर्टेंट विकेट्स किसने लिए? शाहिन शाह अफरीदी ने। तो ये बात पूरी तरीके से सही है कि उनके उन बैटर्स को शायद मौका नहीं मिला। सैम अयूब तो आता भी नहीं। और अगर आप देखोगे उनके बॉलर्स को जो कि इन प्राइम थे उस सीरीज में, वो सारे के सारे इस सीरीज में खेल रहे हैं। सडनली आप देख रहे हो कि उन्हीं बॉलर्स को अगर मार पड़ रही है, तो इसमें इसमें पाकिस्तान की टीम सिलेक्शन का कोई फॉल्ट नहीं है। इसमें यह है कि कोई भी किसी भी समय पर आउट ऑफ फॉर्म जा सकता है। तो मेरा सिर्फ इतना कहना है कि 160, 140 अगर अब्दुल्ला शफीक और साइम अयूब या कोई भी चेज कर रहा है, तो ये नहीं है कि उसमें पाकिस्तान के बैटर्स की बड़ी महानता है, उसमें यह है कि पाकिस्तान के बॉलर्स ने आपको क्या टारगेट चेज करने के लिए दिया है। सो दैट वाज माय होल पॉइंट।
Gargi, just before we
Yeah.
signing off, two things. Moving on from Pakistan, Rohit mentioned due. So I'm sure today also he will implore me to rub my palm on the grass to check it, and so that he can take a picture. I'm enjoying covering the event with Rohit. It, it is fantastic the way, I mean, he has been around. It's excellent. Number one. Number two, on a serious note, um, Rohit also mentioned Kuldeep. The second spell against Pakistan, what I saw, I mean, it was a master class in. We had a century from Virat Kohli in that game, right? A fantastic cameo, sort of the way Shubman batted. But if you ask me, What was my biggest takeaway from that game? That was Kuldeep's second spell, a master class in spin bowling. The way he deceived Salman Aga, tossed, tossed it up in the air, bowled slower, and the batsman was overbalanced. He stepped out of the crease, tried to flick it over square leg, got a leading edge. The way Kuldeep bowled in that game. So that was my biggest take. I wish Kuldeep stays injury free and Kuldeep continues to bowl in that rhythm. And that will be biggest plus point for India as they aim to win the Champions Trophy.
Thanks for that finishing touch, Shomik. We'll be back at 5, so don't forget to join us then. And of course, at the end of the day, India time, we will have all the updates from the India practice session. Thank you so much, Bharat, Vaibhav, Shomik, and Rohit for joining. And to everyone who's watching, don't forget to like,